Hi guys, if this is your first time of seeing me, my name is Ayodele-Makun and I'm a graduate student here at UBC Okanagan. I'm studying and living in Canada, taking my master's in sustainability where I research on wildfires. And today I'm making this video because everyone requested on my last video that I make a video about interview answers and questions, especially for MSc or MA and PhD. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. But the sample I'm going to be giving today will be on PhD, and yeah, you can follow my templates, find a way to also refine your answers. You don't have to say everything word for word. I just want to give you an idea of what you can say, and I did my thorough research to be able to find out what is what, how best I can answer these questions. And one thing I would advise at the end of this video, so you don't want to skip any part of this video, I would say it at the end of this video, so do not skip any part of this video and watch to the end. And if you're already part of the family, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your love, guys. We're at 800 and something subscribers right now. It's my goal that at the end of this year we've it's the milestone of 1000 subscribers. So if you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share it, comment, please do it already. Thank you. So I'm going to be going into the first question that your PhD or your MSc or your MA interviewer would firstly ask you. So they would want to know, why do you want to do a PhD and what is your motivation for pursuing a PhD? Mind you, like I said, I'm just going to be focusing on a PhD because I drafted these interview questions because I was applying for a PhD. So the first question is, why do you want to do a PhD and what is your motivation for pursuing a PhD? So I'm going to answer why I want to do a PhD. I said I'm pursuing a PhD to be able to tackle the combined global climate and health emergencies with the urgency they require and the ability to be able to live in a threat-free and sustainable environment. I'm also passionate about the subject, climate and health, and don't feel enough attention has been paid to the question I'm looking for to address this. So when I was applying for this interview or to this school, the topic they were talking about, or like the theme for the PhD, was on climate and health, on especially relating to bushfires, and that was why I think it's there, and just showing like a connection with what my previous work has been with this. So I'm going to continue to the second part of this question, and what is your motivation for pursuing a PhD? I said I've enjoyed my academic work so far, but I really feel I've got more to offer as an independent researcher. I'm also passionate about looking into providing evidence to guide public health messages during bushfire smoke events, especially with the increasing occurrences of bushfire events due to climate change. The impact of these events greatly poses a threat to human health and causes environmental pollution too. I'm looking forward to contributing significantly to the measures of addressing the impacts of environmental exposure on children's health, either through research or policy reform. I entered policy reform because I did a research on my undergrad and it was kind of related to policy, and that was why I entered that in there. Also, as we know, climate change remains one of the greatest challenges of the 21st century globally that we are yet to effectively tackle. If care is not taken, it will become a problematic inheritance for future generations to come. Therefore, understanding bushfire smoke events to inform public health is relevant, not just for now, but also futuristically. I would love to gain valuable insight into how to address this issue squarely and apply it in similar urban environments around the world. So that was all my answers to just the 21 questions. Mind you, I don't know if I'm going to be, like putting a picture somewhere here because I wrote all this on my iPad, so I don't have it typed anywhere like the previous format you would usually see on any of my videos. So we'll see. I will decide however I feel if I'm going to put it there, or you guys will just have to follow everything I say word for word. So tell us a little bit about yourself. This is really important, and you need to showcase everything about you. You need to brag about yourself in this session because they really want to know who you are, what you are for, what you are being for, and everything like that. So I said, my name is Ayodele-Makun, a recent graduate from Federal University of Technology, Akure, where I graduated top 2% of my class from the Department of Meteorology and Climate Science. And I said, I've always been interested in discovering how things work, but my time as an undergraduate opened my eyes to excitement and on wider benefits of Earth system governance, especially with the primary focus on the intersection of climate change, human health, and building a sustainable future. Then I went on to say, I have conducted research on impacts of climate change on urban thermal comfort in Lagos and Kano, Nigeria, where I considered policy responses and climate actions on informing the impact of climate change on human health. Like I said, I'd done the research already, so it was just coincidental that it was also related to what they wanted for the PhD. So it was just easy for me to integrate those two things together. And I went on to mention that I was also fortunate as the only undergraduate to present this research at the Climate and Health for Africa First Chapman Conference at Washington, D.C., United States, amongst other conferences, the year that happened. So I think I was doing this interview in 2024, so I just said the previous year, right? I've also conducted the seminar paper on how emerging technologies and innovation can inform resilience and address loss and damage in Africa. Moving on, I said this inspired me to take up the challenge of a PhD. I'm also a poet, athlete, and I love volunteering, so I'd love to combine my studies in Australia with the chances to visit the local areas. So, yeah, it's really important that you highlight other things outside of academia. And I'm saying this because I remembered that when I finally had this interview with the professor, she was super excited that somebody was saying something out of academia, and it just shows that you are an all-rounder. So you want to display that, okay, I'm not just good at academics alone, I do this, I do that, and I'm also interested in this. So that's one point. Number 3 question would be, why should we offer you this opportunity? So I said I've been interested in addressing human health since the final year of my undergraduate degree. Also, I have come to understand that climate, health, science, decisions, and actions are necessary for advancement and development at different capacities, as this will greatly increase the translation of climate and health research into action that are sustainable for our future. The conference I attended in DC became an eye-opener for me. I was exposed to new and exciting innovations that are ready to tackle our challenges based on the impact of climate change on health and how they can be addressed both inclusively and exclusively. I'm really excited and eager to contribute this knowledge and skills to now go on and do some sustained research in this area as a PhD student. I am also committed and determined to give it my all during this PhD program and look forward to a good supervisor relationship. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight, some of the reasons why I should be given this opportunity, why I'm also eager to work with this supervisor, and like what my track record has been in, issues of climate change and health and some other capacities also in the sector of climate. So number 4 question I drafted also was, what are your strengths and weaknesses? So I said, I feel that I am a good communicator. My existing academic and professional work demonstrates an ability to put forward ideas clearly and concisely. I think this will help me manage the weight of information my PhD research needs to cover and the challenge of producing an effective thesis. Oftentimes, I can be timid when providing constructive feedback, out of fear of hurting someone's feelings. However, in my current role as academic assistant, my supervisor has asked me on several occasions to edit and review some of his coursework and provide feedback for areas of improvement and corrections. Through my experience with him, I realized feedback can be both helpful and kind when delivered the right way. So, as at this time, I was working as an academic assistant with one really nice professor at a university back home in Nigeria before I interviewed for this position. So I kind of highlighted that because I found out that with my work, like, it's really hard as a student, to provide feedback and putting that feedback in a constructive way to be able to communicate to the person that needs to understand, and you trying to explain also to the person. So I highlighted that as a weakness and said, okay, this is my weakness, but this is how I'm also trying to improve on that weakness. So they don't just want to see your strength alone, because all that glitters is not gold. So now moving on to question 5, what do you want to do after your PhD? I said, I feel my PhD project can open up new lines of inquiry for this field and want to use that as the foundation for a fruitful research career. But I'm also interested in the wider development opportunities included in this doctoral program. I want to be a research and development analyst, but I'm happy to keep other options open. So yeah, I'm not trying to constrain myself and put myself, okay, yeah, because I'm doing a PhD, I would like to stay in academia for long. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm somebody that I really love research, and with my love for research, I would also not want to stay in academia long term, at least for now. 20 years down the line, I don't know, anything can change. But yeah, I just wanted to, spread my tentacles and then say, okay, I have a PhD now, but then this is what I would like to do. This is where I would love to see myself, and this is what I would love to be doing where I see myself. So number 6 question is, what are your trainings and development needs? I said I'm really interested in developing my professional skills. I think the training model on professional development opportunities will be a big help to me, both academically and more generally. So yeah, I did a research on the school to see what opportunities they offer, especially professionally to graduate students or postgraduate students. So you need to do that for any school that you're applying to. It's really important that you do a research on the school that you might potentially see yourself or find yourself at, and also do your research on the potential supervisor that might be contacting you or that you're reaching out to. So number 7, why this research topic? So I said this PhD appeals to my existing research interests. Like I said before, I'd already done a research similarly, or a research really close to the research topic of this PhD. But I said I'm also attracted by the opportunity to specialize and develop new expertise. Other projects didn't seem to offer the same possibilities to pursue the question that really interests me. So I just left it at that. Then another important question, and this is the last question that most lecturers or professors would most likely ask you, is why did you choose this university? So this university I was applying to is really one of the best universities in Australia. Around that time, I don't know about now because I've not I've not tried to explore that area at all now. But I know it was one of the best universities in Australia as at the time I was looking for schools there, and I did my research about the school, did my research about the university, did my research about compatibility as a postgraduate student, and that was why I was able to come up with this answer. And I said UK. Okay, so I said UK stands out to me because of its research impact, globally connected community, first-rate teaching, and one of the top 50 schools in the world. I've also looked a lot. I've also looked at a lot of opportunities in this area. I feel that this project is the best of its kind, combining a unique research angle with training programs that will meet my professional needs. I was already familiar with the work of my prospective supervisor, and their research has greatly informed my own development as a scholar. I'm eager to combine my work with theirs and make use of the facilities the university has put together for this project. And that was the final question I drafted, and that might be the final question also that the professor might ask you. So if you've watched the video to this extent, thank you for watching the video to this extent. If you have not subscribed yet, kindly click the subscribe button, like this video because it will go a long way for others to be able to see it, and they are creating visibility also to my page. Do not forget to comment, to like this video, or maybe any other video you might want to see next time, or any questions related to postgrad, studying outside the country, just let me know. And finally, to the last thing I said I was going to mention at the end of this video. And if I remember correctly, this was one thing that also made the supervisor or the professor that interviewed me really like my questions, my answers, and she just loved the aura of how I answered most of my questions. So the last point I want to say is, do not be afraid to ask the professor any question. She was shocked that I asked that question, and I can't remember the question now, but I was just really curious. I'm sure it stemmed out from the conversation that myself and I had. But yeah, do not be afraid to ask your professor any questions because they are asking you questions. So ask them questions. Anywhere I find myself, even with my current supervisor or professor, I'm not always afraid to ask questions. If I don't understand something, I will ask you a question. If I get it and still need more clarity about it, I will still ask you that question. So do not be afraid to ask questions. So do not be afraid also to ask your potential supervisor a question. And I just want to quickly share like a quick summary about how I was able to get this interview. I don't know, I really did a lot of research, and so I went down some rabbit holes, found this school, found this opportunity, applied. And when I applied, I think I applied sometimes in January, if I'm not mistaken, or April. And they didn't get back to me until, if I applied in January, they didn't get back to me until around April. And then we set up interview for May. And when we set up interview for May and they reached out to me, I was told that they were not expecting a lot of students to apply, but they got about 100 students that applied, and only 18 was called for the interview. And I was lucky to be part of the 18 students. And after the 18, only 4 were top for the interview, and I was lucky to be amongst the four also that were parts of the, the top four. I was amongst the top four that qualified, or that, made it really tough for them to be able to come to the final decision. And I'm saying this because you don't know where you might find yourself. You don't know which opportunity might be so close to you. And it was just an encouragement for me, really, because I was so glad out of 100, out of 18, out of, the top four, I was almost at the top. But I'm guessing like one of the reasons maybe why I didn't get the opportunity was because they also wanted somebody that was hands-on in health, and I don't have like a full-blown background in health. Like maybe because reading from the research back then, you would need to be using like stethoscope, testing kits and everything like that. And yeah, mine was just more in climate, and then doing the analysis also related to climate and health. So I hope this video has been really helpful to you. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Do not forget to also comment if you love this video or any of your questions. Till the next video, I'll see you guys again. Bye.